Thank you, Ms Gossel. I now call Ruth Maguire to be followed by Martin Whitfield. Around 4 minutes, Ms Maguire.
Presiding Officer, at this present time, we don't have to look too hard to see egregious human rights abuses being perpetrated against women and girls, and in the case of Gaza, even babies, documented. Stark, shocking, heartbreaking images I hope I never become inured to. And while it may be less present in the media, the context of Afghanistan continues to be categorised by constant prohibitions and restrictions on the rights of women and girls. I'm very grateful to Michelle Thompson for securing cross-party support and bringing this important debate to the Chamber. And I thank her for her long-standing and continuing commitment to women and girls, demonstrated weekly in this Parliament and beyond, and reflected well in her excellent speech. Presiding Officer, I'm a parliamentary member of the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. I agree with them as they urge all states to take concrete actions to hold the Taliban accountable for systematic gender-based violations and to condemn it for what it clearly is, gender apartheid. Their recent statement on Afghanistan provides chilling reading. Women are arbitrarily arrested on the streets for allegedly not dressing appropriately and being illegally detained, often without information on their whereabouts provided to family members. There are reports of financial extortion of families in exchange for information about their female relatives' whereabouts. Detained women are subjected to sexual violence by the Taliban. There were a few pockets of life that Afghan women and girls had found to resist, including through remote schooling and operating businesses from home. These too are being violently cracked down upon by the Taliban. Women leaders of civil society organisations, including in the humanitarian sector, continue to be harassed, arrested, listed by the Taliban intelligence services and forced to resign. The rule of law and the justice system have been obliterated by the Taliban, leaving women and girls nowhere to turn in the face of myriad violations and living in constant fear of punishment due to the unpredictable enforcement of Taliban rules. The UN Special Rapporteur on Afghanistan has noted the institutionalised, systematic and widespread nature of the level of discrimination justifies framing it as gender apartheid. The situation in Afghanistan is setting a very dangerous precedent for women's and girls' rights globally. The Taliban regime must not be legitimised or normalised, and any engagement with them, with the de facto authorities, must put human rights front and centre and be fully informed by the recommendations of Afghan female activists. As Kenneth Gibson set out in his speech with the historical context of women's place in Afghan society, rights once won are not guaranteed forever. The UN Special Rapporteur has stated the weight of history offers little indication that the Taliban leadership is willing to embrace human rights. I join the Women's International League the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom in calling on all states that genuinely stand for the rights of women and girls and justice to take concrete actions to hold the Taliban accountable for these systematic violations, supporting efforts by the International Criminal Court in prosecuting the crime of gender persecution, in exercising universal jurisdiction regarding gender-based crimes and issuing arrest warrants and travel bans against the Taliban leadership. Presiding Officer.